Hello friends, today we are going to cover types of contract which is a part of Indian Contract Act 1872. So for that let me take you through Indian Contract Act content, right? So this is learning management platform of Human Apparatus. So let us go to types of contract, right? So we need to understand that in what categories the contract can be divided, right? So on the basis of validity, on the basis of formation of contract and on the basis of performance of contract, the contracts are divided, right? So on these three bases, validity, formation of contract and performance of contract, we can divide number of contracts into further subdivisions, right? So what are these subdivisions? Let us also go through that. So on the basis of validity, the contracts can be divided as follows, as you can see on your screen, that is valid. So there are void contracts, voidable contracts, illegal contracts and enforceable contracts. So how one contract is different on the basis of validity from the other contract, that we will study in this video. Okay, so same is the case with types of contract on the basis of formation of contract. So on the basis of formation, how contracts are exactly formulated. So based on that, the contracts can be divided as express contracts, implied contracts, quasi contracts and e-contracts. So quasi contracts are basically, I have made a separate video on quasi contracts. You can check out that video for in-depth study on quasi contract, wherein I have covered all the sections under Indian Contract Act which covers the provisions related to quasi contract. ठीक है जी? Okay. Moving forward, on the basis of performance of the contract. So how parties to the contract perform under a contract, based on that the contract can be divided as executed and executory, right? And executory has further subdivisions, that is unilateral and bilateral contracts. So these types of contracts will be discussed today in this video. Okay. So let us start. Okay. Fine. So on the basis of creation or on the basis of formation, we have got to know that there are certain types of contract, right? So what I am covering here is on the basis of modes of creation. I'll be writing all the keywords while defining each of the contract under different categories, right? So first one is your express contracts. Express contracts. So as the name suggests, these are expressed. कैसे express करेंगे? That is by way of spoken words or written words. So these are basically formed on the basis of spoken words or through any written document. Like for example, any contract of employment that is put down in writing, right? So that is the example of your expressed contracts. Further, any lease agreement or if there is any rent agreement, they are put down to writing so as that there should not be any confusion with respect to terms and conditions in between the parties to contract. So that is nothing but that is your express contracts. Okay. Moving forward, another type under mode of creation is your implied contract. So implied contract, first of all, they are not express contracts. ठीक है? So not expressed. So these are the contracts which are not expressly provided for. Okay, so these are not expressed, but they come into existence by action either by action, by conduct of the parties, or by course of dealing between the parties. Right? So these are not expressly provided. So once we, for example, if we visit to any barber shop or any salon for haircut, so do we need to put anything into writing? We do not enter into any formal contract. Only our act or conduct decides the further course of action. So if we sit on the salon shop, so whatever necessary things need to be done by that salon person, he will do that, and there is an implied promise on the part of the party that the payment will be certainly made. Similarly, if we visit any kind of restaurant, so once we are done with the food and all that, then again there is an implied promise on our part to pay for that foods and other services which are being provided by that restaurant. Okay, so there is an implied promise. Okay, and here under implied contract, we need to understand that there is a term which is called tacit contracts. So tacit contract is a branch of your implied contract only. So it is the kind of implied contract which comes into existence by conduct of the parties, by conduct of parties. Okay, before I proceed further to define tacit contracts, if I give the example of this by course of dealing between parties, this is nothing but like, for example, if there is an implied agreement in between a vendor and me, that whenever I come to your shop at the end of the month, you have to hand over me 50 kgs of wheat. So there is an implied contract in between the parties, and it is being into existence by the course of dealing which is being taking place between the vendor and myself, right? So ये course of dealing है. So whatever course of dealing our ancestors are entered into in the past, we may be pursuing those dealings with the same vendor, right? So that is nothing. The agreement or the contract is coming into existence by course of dealing between the parties, right? So coming on to tacit contracts again. So tacit means, what do you mean by tacit? Tacit means silence. So any contract which is being implied by conduct of the parties, that refers to your tacit contracts. So two of the major examples of tacit contract is when anyone withdraws money from the ATM, right? So that is referring to your tacit contract. Why it is called tacit contract? Because the conduct of the party is giving existence to the contract, existence to the formation of the contract. Like there is an implied contract in between the bankers and the person who is withdrawing money from the bank. There is an implied contract which is taking place, that the person abides by the terms and conditions of the banker here for a ATM transaction or for ATM withdrawal, right? Similarly, whenever any sale is given effect by fall of hammer in auction sale, so in auction sale there is a hammer by which it is impliedly, the sale is implied that whenever the auctioneer falls down the hammer, it is implied that the sale is taking place, and yes, whatever terms and conditions are there that are to be necessarily complied by the buyer, by the bidder. ठीक है? Fine. So these are the two best examples of tacit contracts wherein the conduct of the parties decide that there is an implied contract in between the parties to the contract, right? ठीक है. Okay, next one is your quasi contracts. So quasi contracts, again I am telling you that there is a separate video on quasi contracts wherein I have fully covered the provisions related to quasi contracts which are provided under Indian Contract Act 1872. You may go through that video if you want to check out provisions related to quasi contracts. So to brief here, I can tell you here that quasi contract is again there is another name for quasi contracts also. These are nothing but these are your constructive contracts. These are also called constructive contracts, right? And these are not actual contracts but resembles the actual contract. ठीक है, when I explained quasi contract in that video, if you have seen that video, you get to know that these are not actual or not formal contracts, right? So these are not formal contracts while these resemble contracts. These resemble actual contracts. ठीक है, and the rule of quasi contract is no unjust enrichment of one party at the cost of or at the loss of another party. So I had given the example of pizza delivery where the pizza has been ordered by Meeta, but the delivery was made to Meeta's neighbor, right? And he has not only taken the delivery but also consumed that pizza. Now Meeta's neighbor is under an obligation which is imposed over him by law here. So there was no actual contract in between Meeta and his neighbor, Meeta and her neighbor, or the pizza company or the delivery boy with the Meeta's neighbor. The contract was actually in between Meeta and pizza company, right, or the delivery company. Since he has obtained the benefit out of such transaction, then it's his duty, Meeta's neighbor's duty, to make good the loss suffered either by Meeta or by pizza company. So he has to necessarily pay for that transaction wherein he has been unjustly enriched at the cost of or at the loss of Meeta or pizza company, right? So this is the best example which can exemplify quasi contracts well. ठीक है, आगे चलते हैं, right? So on the basis of modes of creation, express, implied, quasi contracts are there. Then moving forward, we have next category of contracts, that is based on performance, right? Based on performance of the parties, the contract can be divided into, your first category is executed contracts. So as the name suggests, executed word is used here, ed word is used here. It means something has already been done. And what is that something? Something is your performance. Performance means the performance of the parties has already been done in this kind of contract. So both the parties to contract, the performance is done. Right? Okay. Or both parties' obligations have been fulfilled. So it is just like whenever you go to market and purchase grocery on cash basis, that is the example of your executed contracts, wherein both the parties, the grocery owner and the person who is going to purchase that grocery, the transaction is actually taking place in between these two parties, and both of them simultaneously perform their obligations. The grocery owner has supplied the grocery to the purchaser, and the purchaser has in lieu of the grocery purchase made the payment to the grocery shop. ठीक है ना? So both parties simultaneously perform their obligation. That is being called as executed contract. ठीक है जी, आगे बढ़ते हैं. Next is your executory contract. So executory contract, it means the performance is pending. So based on this, again executory contracts can be divided into two categories. One is your unilateral and another one is your bilateral. ठीक है, unilateral and bilateral. Again the name itself is suggesting unilateral is where the performance on the part of one party is pending. ठीक है, so performance is pending on the part of one party to contract. Right, and bilateral is where performance is pending on both the parties to contract, on the part of both parties to contract. PTC stands for parties to contract. So unilateral का example is like, for example, whenever you buy grocery or any good on credit. So the good has been supplied to you, the grocery has already been supplied to you, but the payment on your part is still to be made. That is nothing but that is your unilateral contract where the performance on your part is pending. Okay. Bilateral executory contracts कौन से होंगे? Where the performance of both the parties is pending, like for example wherein you have handed over certain piece of cloth to tailor to get that cloth stitched into a shirt. So performance on the part of both the parties is pending in this transaction. So you have already handed over the cloth, no doubt, but stitching is pending on the part of the tailor and the payment needs to be paid on your part, which is also pending. So that becomes your bilateral executory contract. ठीक है? और इसमें जैसे फॉर एग्जाम्पल वेन एवर यू गिव योर कार टू एनीवन टू गेट इट रिपेयर्ड, तो रिपेयर इज पेंडिंग एंड पेमेंट इज ऑल्सो पेंडिंग. अगेन दैट कम्स इनटू द कैटेगरी ऑफ बायलैटरल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट. ठीक है जी, आगे बढ़ते हैं. नाउ कम्स द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग वेयर द कंफ्यूजन मे लाई. अब सारी कंफ्यूजन दूर करेंगे, अभी की अभी दूर करेंगे. सो बेस्ड ऑन एनफोर्सिबिलिटी, सो आवर थर्ड कैटेगरी इज बेस्ड ऑन एनफोर्सिबिलिटी और वैलिडिटी. हाउ द कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स कैन बी कैटेगराइज्ड वो देखते हैं अब. फर्स्ट वन इज योर वॉइड अग्रीमेंट. वॉइड अग्रीमेंट, अब इसको समझने की कोशिश करेंगे हम. ठीक है, वॉइड अग्रीमेंट क्या होता है? बेसिकली पहले तो ये समझ लेते हैं दैट दीज आर वॉइड एब इनिशियो. वॉइड अब इनिशियो, सो वॉइड एब इनिशियो मीन्स दे आर वॉइड एट द बिगनिंग ऑफ द अग्रीमेंट. ठीक है, एंड these are the agreements which are actually missing the essential elements of a valid contract. So there is again a separate video on essential elements of the valid contract. Kindly go through them. You will get to know that how many essential elements are there to make a contract a valid contract. So if those elements are missing, that becomes my void agreement. ठीक है, so another feature of void agreement is your devoid. These agreements are devoid of essential elements of, I am writing VC. VC means valid contract. So now खुद सोच के देखो ना that if essential elements of contract are not there, then that agreement would be void ab initio. Starting से ही वो void ab initio माना जाएगा. For example, if I am entering a contract with minor, so such a contract is void ab initio because I cannot enforce that contract against minor. I cannot drag that minor into court to enforce my rights. ठीक है. However, one more important thing regarding void agreement is that because they are devoid of essential elements of the valid contract, so इसका मतलब ये है that they are not enforceable by law. So enforceability कैसी रहेगी? Enforceability नहीं रहेगी, ठीक है ना. So that is why they are void ab initio, not enforceable by law. ठीक है. अभी जैसे मैंने आपको माइनर का एग्जाम्पल दिया, बट एट द सेम टाइम नॉट नेसेसरली फॉरबिडन बाय लॉ. ठीक है, नॉट फॉरबिडन बाय लॉ. अब ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट बात है बिकॉज जो नेक्स्ट टाइप ऑफ अग्रीमेंट मैं आपको करवाने वाली हूं वो करवाने वाली हूं दैट इज योर illegal agreements. ठीक है. So simultaneously we will be covering these two, void and illegal, so as to make the distinction clear between these two terms, right? So one is your void agreement and another term is void contract. अभी void contract भी आएगा. We have not reached on to that level. First of all, we need to understand what actually a void agreement is, right? So void agreements are those agreements, we can also say that void agreements are those agreements which are not capable of becoming contract. ठीक है. So like for example, if I am entering into a contract with minor or with some lunatic, so they are not enforceable by law, so they are categorized as your void agreement, but at the same time they are not forbidden by law. I can enter into a contract with minor, but that will not be enforceable only. They are not punishable. I can enter into a contract with minor, with some lunatic, कुछ भी ऐसा contract मैं कर सकती हूँ, but necessarily they are not punishable under law. However, illegal agreements are those agreements which are punishable. ठीक है. So इनका क्या categorization होता है, इनका क्या characteristic features हैं? They are punishable. ठीक है. And they are forbidden by law, of course. So law does not permit such kind of agreements, and that is why they are forbidden by law. And these agreements are against the law. ठीक है. लॉ के अगेंस्ट जाके आप कुछ काम कर रहे हो. फॉर एग्जाम्पल ह्यूमन ट्रैफिकिंग, फॉर एग्जाम्पल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट फॉर रॉबरी, स्मगलिंग, किडनैपिंग, करप्शन कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स, ब्राइबरी कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स. ऑल्दो ये तो सब आपका मतलब ऐसा कुछ फॉर्मल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट में तो एंटर करके करप्शन और ब्राइबरी की नहीं जाती है, तभी इसको अंडर द टेबल बोलते हैं, है ना जी. तो ये सब आते हैं इलीगल अग्रीमेंट की कैटेगरी में. ठीक है ना. तो बट अग्रीमेंट तो आपका स्पोकन वर्ड्स के थ्रू भी तो हो सकता है ना. तो स्पोकन वर्ड्स के थ्रू वाले तो अग्रीमेंट कहलाएंगे, बट दीज बिकम इलीगल बिकॉज दे आर अगेंस्ट द प्रोविजंस ऑफ लॉ एंड दे आर फॉरबिडन बाय लॉ. तो इन दोनों के बीच में व्हाट इज द बेसिक डिफरेंस बिटवीन वॉइड अग्रीमेंट एंड इलीगल अग्रीमेंट? दैट वॉइड अग्रीमेंट्स आर नॉट पनिशेबल वेयर एज योर इलीगल अग्रीमेंट्स आर पनिशेबल. ठीक है जी. आगे बढ़ते हैं, इसी कैटेगरी में आगे बढ़ते हैं. लेट्स मूव ऑन टू अ फ्रेश पेज. इसमें थर्ड कैटेगरी आती है आपकी वैलिड कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स की. नाउ वी आर ऑन टू वैलिड कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स. ठीक है. So these are nothing but these are the, first of all these are opposite of your void agreements. ठीक है. So opposite of, जो सबसे पहले कैटेगरी हमने करी है ना, opposite of void agreements. Let me show you once again which agreement I am talking about here. Void agreement, first category in this. ठीक है. So valid contracts are nothing but they are opposite of void agreements. Right. The valid contracts, it means if we are talking about valid contracts, it means all essential elements are present under valid contract. ठीक है. With all essential elements of valid contract. So all the necessary elements which are required to make any contract a valid contract, they are altogether present in valid contracts. And of course these are binding and enforceable, because enforceability comes from the essential elements ऑफ अ वैलिड कॉन्ट्रैक्ट. ये हम डिस्कस कर चुके हैं एक वीडियो में, और ये ऑलमोस्ट फ्लॉलेस होते हैं, ठीक है, कोई फ्लॉ नहीं होता. सो दैट इज वाई दे आर ऑल्सो बाइंडिंग एंड एनफोर्सिएबल. ठीक है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अगर इफ आई हैव टू टॉक अबाउट essential elements of valid contract, अगर मैं आपको याद करवा दूं, so that is one of the major element is your free consent. There must be two parties, there must be agreement, there must be meeting of minds, there must be lawful consideration and lawful object, right? So these are the essential elements of valid contract that must be present to make a contract into a valid contract. ठीक है जी. अब आगे बढ़ते हैं फोर्थ कैटेगरी पे. इसी के अंदर फोर्थ कैटेगरी इज योर वॉइड कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स. सो वॉइड कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स क्या होते हैं मेरे? दे आर दी हाइब्रिड फॉर्म ऑफ योर वॉइड अग्रीमेंट्स एंड वैलिड कॉन्ट्रैक्ट. इन दोनों का कॉम्बिनेशन होते हैं, या हाइब्रिड भी कह सकते हैं हम इसका. ठीक है. Hybrid form of void agreements and valid contracts. So again I must show you this thing. Void agreement first category and valid contracts, that is your third category here, right? So इसका मतलब ये है, void contracts are not void ab initio. So one of the essential feature of your void contract is not void ab initio. Starting से void नहीं होते हैं. They are valid at the time of formation. Valid at the time of formation, but becomes invalid or void due to subsequent changes in certain circumstances or law or government policy, etc. ठीक है. But subsequently becomes invalid or void. ठीक है जी. इनवैलिड बन जाते हैं या वॉइड बन जाते हैं बाद में. सो फॉर एग्जाम्पल, ड्यूरिंग कोविड व्हाट हैपेंड, द गवर्नमेंट हैड अर्लियर देयर वाज नो रिस्ट्रिक्शन ऑन एक्सपोर्टिंग योर हैंड सैनिटाइजर्स, बट व्हाइल द कोविड वाज देयर, देन द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया पुट restrictions on exporting hand sanitizers because in order to avoid any kind of shortage of hand sanitizers in India. So this is the example of like void contract. So if someone thereafter enters into export contract of hand sanitizers even after the change in the government policy, then that becomes your void contract. So before the change in the policy, the contract was altogether valid. However, with the change in the government policy, this was no more possible to export the hand sanitizer. Then if any such party enters into any such contract after the change in circumstances or after the change in policy, that becomes your valid, that becomes your void contract. That becomes your void contract. ठीक है. So let's say two persons are entering into a contract wherein one person belongs to India, the other person belongs to America, and let's say there is a war which takes place in India and America, right? So at the time of the formation of the contract, both countries were at peace, there was no war. So any agreement entered into in between the citizens of these two countries, that was altogether valid. However, with the occurrence of the war, post war, the contract becomes your void contract, because the contract is now in between alien countries. ठीक है. तो एलियन हो गए, दुश्मन हो गए. तो दुश्मन दोस्त के साथ, दुश्मन देश के साथ अगर आप कॉन्ट्रैक्ट कर रहे हो, उसके सिटीजन के साथ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट कर रहे हो, तो वो आपका वॉइड करार दिया जाएगा सब्सिक्वेंटली. ठीक है. तो वॉइड कॉन्ट्रैक्ट की अगर मैं डेफिनेशन भी बताऊं ना आपको, ये थोड़ा सा देख लेते हैं. वॉइड कॉन्ट्रैक्ट की डेफिनेशन होती है, कॉन्ट्रैक्ट विच सीजेस टू बी एनफोर्सिएबल बाय लॉ becomes void when it ceases to be enforceable. तो बड़ी अच्छी सी ऐसे घुमावदार सी डेफिनेशन दी हुई है इंडियन कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एक्ट में, दोबारा बता देती हूँ। अ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट विच सीजेस टू बी एनफोर्सिएबल बाय लॉ, एक कॉन्ट्रैक्ट जो कि लॉ ने सीज कर दिया है उसकी एनफोर्सिबिलिटी को, दैट बिकम्स वॉइड व्हेन इट सीजेस टू बी एनफोर्सिएबल। तो वो वॉइड कब हो जाएगा, जब उसको एनफोर्सिबिलिटी के लिए सीज कर दिया गया है, ठीक है, ओके फाइन। नेक्स्ट इज योर फिफ्थ कैटेगरी, वॉइडेबल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स। सो ये भी बड़े मजेदार कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स होते हैं। वॉइडेबल का मतलब यहां पर है दीज आर अवॉइडेबल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स, दीज आर अवॉइडेबल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स, राइट। सो अवॉइडेबल मीन्स अवॉइडेबल एट द ऑप्शन ऑफ द अग्री पार्टी और सफरिंग पार्टी, ठीक है, अवॉइडेबल एट द ऑप्शन ऑफ, आई एम राइटिंग AP फॉर अग्री पार्टी और SP फॉर सफरिंग पार्टी, एक ही बात है, अग्री पार्टी और सफरिंग पार्टी, ठीक है। नाउ यहां पर ऑप्शन क्या है, बिकॉज आई एम राइटिंग अवॉइडेबल एट द ऑप्शन ऑफ अग्रीड पार्टी और सफरिंग पार्टी, लेट्स से फॉर एग्जांपल whenever the contract is happening without free consent, ठीक है। सो द सफरिंग पार्टी, whosoever is the suffering party, जिससे गन पॉइंट पर मान लीजिए consent लिया गया है, that becomes your suffering और अग्री पार्टी। तो अगर आपने उससे consent ले लिया है, if that party agrees, तो उसके पास ऑप्शन है, यहाँ तो उसको वो अग्री कर ले कॉन्ट्रैक्ट को, ओके सर whatever you say that is okay to me because आप तो मेरी जान के पीछे पड़े हो, या फिर आप उसको कॉन्ट्रैक्ट को इनवैलिडेट भी कर सकते हो एंड यू कैन मूव टू कोर्ट अगेंस्ट दैट पार्टी हु हैज ऑब्टेन योर कंसेंट ऑन गन पॉइंट और थ्रू कोवर्जन, ठीक है जी। तो यहाँ तो आप अग्री कर सकते हो उसको, तब तो फिर वो एनफोर्सिएबल हो जाएगा, दिस अग्रीमेंट बिकम्स योर एनफोर्सिएबल इफ यू अग्री टू द टर्म्स एंड कंडीशंस ऑफ द पर्सन हु इज आफ्टर यू to obtain your assent to that agreement. Otherwise you can also move to court to against that party, ठीक है, और वो इनवैलिडेट करार दिया जाएगा, ठीक है जी। तो दो ऑप्शंस होंगी आपकी एग्री पार्टी के पास, ठीक है, फाइन, ओके। सो क्रॉस मैंने क्यों लगाया, बिकॉज वो इनवैलिडेट हो गया है एंड अगेन आप कोर्ट में जा सकते हैं उसके अगेंस्ट, ठीक है जी। अब चलते हैं नेक्स्ट कॉन्ट्रैक्ट पे, दैट इज योर अनएनफोर्सिएबल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट। सो दिस इज द लास्ट कैटेगरी, देन विल बी रैपिंग अप अनएनफोर्सिएबल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स। सो अनएनफोर्सिएबल का मतलब क्या है, जो कि एनफोर्स नहीं किए जा सकते, ठीक है। But how it is different from your void contract? Void contract थे before the formation of the contract, at the time of the formation of the contract, they were very much enforceable. But after some changes in circumstances or government policy change, these becomes unenforceable. ठीक है, unenforceable contracts होते हैं, they are good in all respects, सब तरीके से सही हैं, ठीक है, good in all respect. But what actually they are lacking is they are having certain kind of technical defect, ठीक है, good in all respect, but due to certain technical defect they cannot be enforced as a contract, as a valid contract. Like for example, I have told you one of the essential element to a valid contract is legal formalities, like the contract which needs signature of the parties. If it is not signed, it is not dated properly, if it is not stamped, if it is not registered, so then that becomes your unenforceable contract. So if there is lack of witness whose signature was required to make it a valid contract, that is also missing, so that makes a contract unenforceable contract, ठीक है जी। तो आज के लिए बस इतना ही, थैंक यू सो मच।